Hello everybody, this is a Shaman PvP gear guide for Cataclysm. This is a BIS list that I have set up here for myself for Season 9, and I'm going to talk about the different pieces of gear, why I chose them, the enchants, the stats that I'm going for, and all that stuff. So, start off by talking about what stats to go for. First of all, you want 4% hit and 195 spell pen. Those are the soft caps. So to get those, well, to get this spell pen, it's super easy. All you need is either the neck or the cloak. It gives 201, so it puts you just over the cap. So that's simple. For hit, you can get the hit ring, gives 134 hit rating. And then I have a couple hit gems and reforged the gloves and this other spirit ring to hit. And that puts me at 4.03, so it's pretty much right on the nose there. Um, so yeah, those are the first things that I want to take care of. Spell hit, spell pen. After that, for this season, I'm thinking somewhere around 4,000 Resil. It's about a 40% player damage reduction. And Resil changed in Kata from Wrath. It used to give crit damage reduction and mana burn reduction. Now it's just a flat player damage reduction. So after Resil, your stats that you're going to want to get are Mastery and Spirit. And then I would say Crit after that, and then Haste. I don't actually have any Haste in here, but. And the Mastery and the Spirit, you can kind of change those around. If you find that you're going really, really easily, you can swap some Mastery to Spirit. And if you never go out of mana, maybe put some Spirit into Mastery. Or even more Resil if you're dying very quickly. But yeah, let's talk about the gear here. So I'm running 3-piece Resto, and those 3 pieces are helmet, shoulders, and chest. Stat wise, those make the most sense. And then the Ellie, gloves, and legs. And the 2 set gives 400 Resil, 70 intellect. Very good. And you're not really missing out on the 4 set. 3 seconds on grounding totem cooldown. It's nice, but I'd rather have 400 Resil. And then the 90 intellect, you get the other 70 intellect anyway, so it's not a big deal. All right, so like I said before, either the neck or the cloak with spell pen on it, and then the other one, mastery. I'm basically looking for as much mastery as I can get, and then from there I'll get spirit pieces. So cloak has mastery, bracers have mastery. The weapon has crit, which I reforged mastery. Shield has spirit. And for the pieces that come with spirit and that come with mastery, I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to leave them unreforged. And then throughout the season, depending on the comps I'm playing, maybe I'll reforge from spirit to mastery or mastery to spirit, depending on how the games are looking. But as a base template, this is what I'm working with. Let's see, gloves were crit, put that to hit. We have a mastery belt, mastery boots, spirit ring, and hit ring. And I went spirit to hit instead of, let's say, crit to hit because it gave me like the perfect amount of hit. So it seemed like these are the ones, along with the gems, to go for to get the like just over the hit cap without going too far over and wasting stats. Let's see. For trinkets, we have the Resil PvP trinket, and then Darkmoon card Tsunami, which is pretty expensive right now, but hopefully the cost goes down. There's also a trinket you can get from is it here? Okay, forget the name of it. But actually, let me look it up real quick here. One second. Ah, there it is. Okay, so instead, I knew it started with a T. There it is. Um, it's the same amount of intellect. It's a different type of mana regen. It just, well, it recaptures 20% of the base mana cost of your spells and stores it within the doll to be released at a later time. And it's only a 1 minute cooldown. So basically, you just save some mana up, release it, and actually does damage as well. 4,200 damage at the max stacks. So it's not nothing, but something you're going to have to. It's harder to be efficient with that since it's an on-use trinket compared to Tsunami, where it's just an equip that gives you spirit. Let's see, for relic, we have a spirit relic, and I think that's pretty much everything here. So let me go down, show you the gems. The meta gem, intellect and maximum mana. We have 5 yellow 40 resilience gems. In the green gem category, I've got 2 of them, mastery and hit, and then a purple intellect and hit. Then we have 3 orange intellect resil. So that covers the gems. And then for enchants, and these enchants are going to be really expensive. You can see all the materials you need. In the beginning, it's going to be super expensive. So maybe, I mean, don't worry about enchanting the best if you can't afford it. Especially since arena rating doesn't seem to matter since you're just getting a flat amount of points every week for a cap. But let's see here. We have mastery for boots. Actually, it might be easier to show you up here. Mastery for boots. Intellect and stamina for leg enchant. So that enchant, you can also do an intellect and spirit enchant instead of stamina. And that's just, I mean, you can just swap that for a few hundred gold throughout the season with how you're feeling about it. I'm thinking stamina might be easier to start out with, just while you're getting used to the class and just a little more survivability. But you could definitely swap that to spirit if you feel like it might be better. Oh, and the mastery for boots, we have this talent that increases movement speed by 15%. So we don't need the movement speed to boot enchant because of that. Again, mastery to gloves. We'll go over here. Intellect. Intellect's like pretty much your best stat. It gives mana, spell crit, and spell power. So very good. So that's why we have that intellect here. Intellect here. Power torrent. Enchants the weapon to sometimes increase intellect by 500 for 12 seconds. Just all this stuff's gonna make your healing stream, Riptide, all that do more. Okay, Resil to chest, intellect to cloak, intellect resil. You see the trend here. Yeah, I think that's about it for that. So yeah, we're going around 4,000 resil. It's 40% damage reduction. And the more resil you get, the less effect it has. So I'm thinking around 4,000 is probably a pretty good amount. 40% damage reduction. This is what I'm going to work with in the beginning once I get all the gear. Before I start maybe trying swapping other gear around and seeing what else I could do. So 4,000 resil, 4% spell hit, 195 spell pen. Yeah, keeping your intellect up, mastery, and spirit. And for people who are new to Shaman, Resto Shamans have something called meditation, which allows 50% of mana regen from spirit to continue while in combat. So that, as well as Mana Tide Totem, increases spirit by 200, increases, what does it say? Oh, people gain 200% of the caster's spirit. So it'll also help with mana regen for you and your teammates in a game. I guess I also should talk about what races you can go for Shaman. So for Alliance, there's Draenei and there's Dwarf, and they're both good. Draenei has an extra 1% spell hit, which is nice. Dwarf has Stone Form, which removes all poison, disease, and bleed effects. And Shamans can't remove poison or disease anymore. So Stone Form is super good. And it also reduces all damage taken by 10% for 8 seconds. So I would say Dwarf is probably better than Draenei, but it might depend on the comp you're playing as well. Draenei do have the Gift of the Naru still, and that was changed. So now that heals the target for 20% of their total health over 15 seconds. So it kind of just gets better over time throughout the expansion as people gain more health. It's just going to be healing for more. Um, but yeah, so Draenei's also get Shadow Resist, and Dwarves get Frost Resist. So you each get a resistance. Um, I would say Dwarf is better. I'm playing Draenei, but that's just because I already am a Draenei. Maybe I'll swap at the end of the season, but I think throughout the season I'm just going to stick with this. I'm not going to spend the money, um, unless I think it'll actually make a difference at the very end. Yeah, I think that's about it. Um, yeah, well, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you disagree with the gear or have other opinions on different things, also leave me a comment. I'll answer all the comments. And yeah, stay tuned for more guides. We're going to have more, we'll probably have updated guides as well as I get used to Shaman and Kata since I haven't played it. This is just my opinion of what I think is going to be the best gear, best enchants, best gems, and all that. Um, but yeah, if I change my mind on something or if I discover something new, I will definitely make a new video and change some stuff to it. So yeah, stay tuned. Please subscribe. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so that would be awesome if we could hit that. But yeah, more guides to come, and good luck with your Resto Shaman Kata journey. Stay tuned.